Hey, I'm still alive. Um, okay, originally I wasn't gonna do a video on this because I feel like everything that I've said already applies. I just wanted to bookend the season, I guess, whatever. Um, okay, Cleveland versus Cubs. What do they gotta do? What do they gotta do? Well, honestly, the Cubs could sweep Cleveland, and Cleveland could sweep the Cubs. It's both these teams are easily that capable. The difference is going to be whose offense strikes hardest, is what I'm thinking. Because I feel like this is going to be a offensive showcase. Pitchers are going to have to do their absolute best to keep the scores down. Because I feel like on both ends, it's going to be you're not going to see any shutouts like you saw in the NLCS. There's not going to be no shutouts. Cleveland is way too good for that. I say this as Toronto did get one win in them, and in that but in that game, Cleveland scored once, so it wasn't a shutout victory. The key difference is going to be whoever's offense strikes hardest, and I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't really keep up with the ALCS, so I'm not entirely certain on how much fire is underneath the Cleveland offense. What I do know is that the Chicago offense is keyed in right now. I'm telling you that much. So they really just need, to strike while the iron's hot and make sure that they go into Wrigley with a 2-game lead, because that could be the difference. 100%, I think that could be the difference. Because if they go in 0-2 to Wrigley, then it's not happening. But they got to go into Wrigley with some steam, basically. I got a lot of confidence in the Cubs offense now. They finally figured out how to fucking hit the ball, which is excellent. Yes, thank you for finally figuring out how to hit a baseball. Uh, Russell's back, Rizzo's back. The only people that scare me are Zobrist and Hayward. They have done jack and shit this postseason. And that's got to change. That's got to change. Schwarber could be back. Schwarber could be back for the World Series. Crazy shit about to go down. Hopefully he replaces Zobrist or Hayward, because Hayward's already been replaced by Contreras, but whatever. Whatever, we're not going to talk about that. Except Contreras was catcher during Game 6, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, because Fowler's got his shit together. Bryant didn't look amazing in Game 6, but for most of that series, he had his shit together. Rizzo's back. Russell's back. Yeah. It's all going to depend on whose offense is on fire right now, because much like the Cubs destroyed the Dodgers on their good days, Cleveland destroyed the Red Sox. Cleveland just absolutely murdered the Red Sox. And if that offense shows up, then it's going to be a slugfest. If the offense that showed up against Toronto is going to show up, it'll be a close game, but I think you got to give the edge to the Cubs. I mean, if they do what they did in the first 3 games of the NLCS, then may as well just give it to Cleveland, because by the time they get back to Wrigley, it's going to be pretty much over. But whatever. I said that Cleveland would win it 4-2. They won it 4-1. So that was close there. But I also said that the Cubs would sweep the Dodgers. So on the pitching end, pitching has gotten far better. Even in like Sans Game 3, the pitching was great. for the Cubs in the NLCS. Game 2, very underrated game for Cubs pitching. They kept it to 1, and if a couple of balls had a little extra carry, like Javi specifically in Game 2, well, they would have just won Game 2. But I think they really did need to lose those 2 shutout games to really get that fire going, because if they'd won Game 2, they might not have even made it out of the NLCS, because Game 2 and Game 3 were so vital for getting this offense shit together. So, no longer hoping for the best. I'm thinking they got a solid chance. Like, they just got to show up like they have been showing up, and the way that they've been playing lately is definitely telling me that they can do it. Negatives on the batting end, Zobrist, and they keep taking so many first pitch strikes. It's Albert Almora that came in instead of Hayward. Figure that shit out. All right. Yeah, they keep taking all those first pitch strikes. Can't be doing that, regardless of how much they kick their asses over the NLCS. Gotta stop taking those first pitch strikes. And there's a lot of people, I've seen many at-bats that they have changed that, and that's good, but there's still so many players, just so many at-bats just sitting there watching a meatball for strike 1. Yeah, they just gotta change that. Hendricks is on point, Lester's on point. Scared for Jake. Jake's got to get his shit together. Can't believe I'm saying that, especially after the seasons that he's had. But he's got to get his shit together. Lackey should pitch the last game, I'm pretty sure, if they get it in 4, that is. I don't think they are. I think they're going to get at least 1 loss, in Cleveland specifically. I do think they're going to win the World Series at Wrigley. It just depends on the day, whether it's Saturday or Sunday. I'm pretty sure they're going to win in Wrigley, so yeah. That's this video, I guess. That's really my main concerns are first pitch strikes, on the mound, keeping them down, because Cleveland can tear up a pitcher if they have to. We saw it in Boston, so yeah. That's really the extent of this video, so I'm just going to leave you at that. So let's see what the fuck happens.